Hey boys and girls, this week we're learning about insects, and insects are fascinating creatures, and we're going to sort them. We're going to show how the scientists can group them and sort them into groups that are kind of in the relative family. Like they put them together based on what their characteristics are, what they look like. So if we start, these are Fascinating Insects book. Okay. All right, these are the beetle types of insects. These beetles all are kind of similar looking. And here's a tiger beetle, a Goliath beetle, kind of like David and Goliath. It's a big one. And a June beetle, you might see some of those. A click beetle, they're pretty fun looking. Their eyes are teeny tiny, but they have these marks on them that you can see. They make them look big so that they look like a bigger bug so animals won't eat them. We have the Japanese beetle. You may see some of those on plants coming up in the spring to summer. A boll weevil. That's a funny looking one with a long snout looking thing. We know a ladybug or a ladybird beetle. The ladybug. A firefly. You can see it with its wings closed or open when it lights up when it's flying around. And then a cottonwood borer. That's another type of beetle. And a diving beetle. So the diving beetle actually can go in the water. So these are the types of beetles of insects. And we know the characteristics of insects, that they have 3 body parts. Let's look at the Goliath one. He's got his head, his thorax, and his abdomen. The thorax has the 6 legs. So we know that the thorax of the 3 body parts holds the legs. And then they go from there, the head, the thorax, and the abdomen. Ms. Heaster showed you the ones, she'll show you some that are in glass or in lucite that you can see tops and bottoms to get a lot more details. These are just more the tops. All right, we have leaf hoppers and their relatives, cicadas. There's a tree topper or tree hopper, and it is camouflage. What does it look like, boys and girls? It certainly looks like a leaf, a buffalo tree hopper. We have an aphid. They like eating plants. Farmers aren't big on aphids. Cicadas. These are ones that make those noises. They are the loudest insect in the world. Scarlet and green leaf hopper. Another one, but it's got red and green. It kind of blends into the plants as well. I've never seen one of those, but it's beautiful. A lateral leaf hopper. It looks like a stained glass window on its wings. And we have a giant water bug. A harlequin cabbage bug. I wonder if they really do eat cabbages. We can find that out. A stink bug. These bugs, if they step on them by accident, they do make a stink, or they protect themselves by making a big stinky smell. A water strider. They actually can skate across the water or go in swimming. And then a back swimmer. Both of these go in the water. So these are bugs. Another grouping we definitely know about are the bees, wasps, and ants. We have our yellow jacket. They're not as nice sometimes. They might get you. A paper wasp. They make some fun nests. A bumblebee. We know how important the bumblebees are to our plants and our food. Black and yellow mud dauber. They make some really neat looking nests that may be on your house. Your parents probably don't want them on your house. And the honeybee. So the honeybee and the bumblebee. We know the honeybee makes lots of honey. And the bumblebee helps pollinate our plants and flowers. And then over here on the ant side, a velvet ant. I've never seen a velvet ant, but it's looking pretty fuzzy, like a piece of velvet. A carpenter ant. Those are probably ones your parents don't want in your house because they eat wood and they dig holes in your wood. A pigeon horntail. That one looks pretty mean looking. I don't think I'd want to meet up with that one. A pharaoh ant and a fire ant. I think we're pretty familiar with fire ants. We're not big on those either. You want to stay away from those mounds in the ground. They will bite. But you can see too that all of the ants and bees, they have the 3 body parts. 1, 2, 3. Head, thorax, and abdomen. And the legs come out of the thorax. They also have antennas. Antennas help them to sense of smell and to feel things around. Another grouping are the flies. So we have a robber fly. They're up close. They're not too pretty looking. So they're just unique. A black horsefly. Horseflies can bite. They stink. They're nasty. A housefly. You might have a fly swatter in your house to kind of get rid of those. and a deer fly, and a fruit fly. So different types of flies. These flies all have wings. So some of the insects have wings, some don't. And these definitely do. So our next family are the dragonflies, damselflies, dobson, and lacewing. All of these lacewings, you can see that their wings actually look like pieces of lace. So you can see that. So we have the green darner dragonfly. There's all kinds of dragonflies. A damselfly, that looks like a dragonfly too. A dobson fly, a 10-spot dragonfly. I wonder why it's called the 10-spot dragonfly, but there's 10 spots on them. Actually, it looks like there's more than 10 spots. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 on its wings, but maybe it has more spots close up on its body. And the green lacewing. This doesn't even look like it could fly. It looks like a netting, but inside of it is like a really fine material, and it flies with that. The wings, they're beautiful to see. Other types of groups, grasshoppers and their relatives. So relatives, the American grasshopper. You might see lots of these around you. And there's different colors too. Field cricket, they make noise. The grasshoppers can. The true katydid. Katydids make noise. Carolina locust, not good. They eat our plants. Snowy tree cricket. That's an interesting looking cricket. And then we have other insects. Praying mantis, they're really big. Where I'm from in Connecticut, that was our state insect. You could not kill a praying mantis. Termites, nasty little buggers because they eat up our house stuff. Walking sticks, these are neat because they can sit right on branches and you don't even see them because they look like the sticks. Earwig, these have these big claw type things in the back. And a head louse, that's lice. We don't like to see those around. You get them sometimes, but you just got to wash them out. All right, boys and girls. Here we talked about animal habitats last week, and here's some for insects. We talked about how animals can be on land, in the air, or in the water. And here's a few examples of insects and their habitats. Some of the ones we know of on land are the field cricket, the American grasshopper, the praying mantis, and ants. This is a carpenter ant, but all kinds of ants we know that live on the ground or down into the ground. So some that fly in the air, we know these. The honeybee, the butterfly, the dragonfly, or that can be a housefly. And, what's that? Oh, I guess that's the 10-spot dragonfly. No, that's the 10-spot dragonfly. I just totally messed up. So that's just another cricket type thing, flies around. I don't even see that. Oh well, I messed that up. And then the ones that are in the water. So we have different ones. We learned about the water strider, and then there's the giant water bug and the back swimmer. So these actually can, the striders can actually walk across water almost. They skate across the water and they can swim. And then you have the two beetles down here, the water bug and the back swimmer, that they can swim in the water. So insects, just like some animals, can be on land, air, or water. 3. Okay, boys and girls, we learned how they sort them. We're going to play a sorting game just like we do with other animals and pictures. We're going to do a little matching game. So we're going to look down here on the table. I have a matching game. I'm going to do it a little bit differently so that this is an insect match game. I'm going to do it a little differently because so it doesn't take so much time. I laid out one set down there, and the other set I'm going to hold instead of laying them all out, because usually you play with a partner. And since I don't have a partner, I'm going to do it individually. So I'm going to take my first card. Oh, there's a bee. So I'm going to try and find the bee. Nope, that's a caterpillar. I'll see if I can remember where everything is. Ah, that looks like some sort of spider. And we know a spider is not actually, it's a different type of insect because it has 8 legs. Nope. Oh, a butterfly. I'm not doing a very good guessing job. Caterpillar. Oh, a grasshopper. Must be the last one. Of course it is. So there's my bee match. Put those over there. My next one. The ant. Let's see if I remember where the ant is. I did. Yay. So we matched the ants up. All right. Oh, the spidery looking one. I'm thinking that was there. Yes, it was. Got that one. A fly, the house fly. No, the butterfly, the grasshopper, the house fly. Got it. All right. Oh, I remember that one because I turned it over twice. The grasshopper. Put it over here. The butterfly. I remember that one. Let's see. Do you remember which one was the ladybug? Top or bottom? Let's see. I'm going to go with the top. I was wrong. It's the caterpillar. So this one must be the ladybug. And then the caterpillar. So usually you play that with a friend, but these are just some of the insects that we matched up in our matching game. Now, I have another activity that we're going to show that's going to be in your packet. Okay, boys and girls, I cleaned up the matching insect game, and I have a little bit different thing that you have in your packet. We're going to show you what it looks like. This is a paper. It's an insect matching game for you to use. And I'm going to show you what some of the things look like. So if you want to color them before you cut them all out, then you can color them and see what they really look like. So on this paper, the first thing we have is a bee. So here's a honeybee. We have a honeybee. Then we have a beetle. Now there are lots of different kinds of beetles. You can color it with the stripes, or you can color your favorite kind of beetle. A butterfly. We have the butterfly. And a caterpillar. This one is a monarch caterpillar. So that's the first row. A bee, a beetle, a butterfly, and a caterpillar. The second row, we have a cricket. So that's what a cricket looks like. So you can color it to look real, or if you want to make them whimsical, but you just have to make the two matching for the two sets. The next one is a dragonfly. You can see some of these have wings and some don't. The next one is a flea. Hopefully your animals don't get those, because they bite us too. And a grasshopper. The grasshopper is kind of cool looking because it's brown and green and it blends right in. Lots of camouflage. So that's the first two rows. The next one on the insect chart here is a fly. I'm going to slide it over a little bit so we can see it. So a fly. So there's a fly. That's a very colorful fly. The next one on our chart is the ladybug. So there's our ladybug. You can make as many spots on your ladybug as you'd like. And this one is the firefly, otherwise known as the lightning bug. Now on the paper, it has the lightning bug with its wings open, and this would be yellow on the bottom. This one is when the wings are closed. So you can see the difference. But the head is usually red. Then we have on the paper a mosquito. There's a mosquito up close. That looks like it's actually on somebody's skin. Now this one, I'm going to let you zoom in real close on this one. It's a moth, but it is definitely camouflaged. I'm going to outline the moth here so you can see it on the bark. He is very camouflaged. He could sit on that bark of the tree and no one would see him till he moved. So that's a moth. Now moths come in all different colors too, so you can do your moth how you'd like. And the praying mantis, the one with the really long legs. So that was next on the chart. Oops. Then we have the cockroach. Yuck! That crunch when you step on them. The cockroaches are not very healthy for us, so that's why we have people come in and get rid of them for us. But the cockroaches are that reddish brown color. And over here, the last one over here is a termite. That's what they look like when they're in the wood and in the ground. The termite on the picture here has the wings, so it's just standing there. These don't look like they have their wings yet, but this is a termite, and that's what it looks like before its wings are the ones that are in the ground. On the bottom of the page, then we have a wasp or a hornet. Okay, a wasp and a hornet look very similar. Now I'm just going to put this over here. That on the paper is a swarm. I didn't have a card that had a swarm of, you can have a swarm of gnats, a swarm of whatever. It's a grouping of bugs. And then this one, a dead bug. That's like the one on your bingo card. Don't have a dead bug to show you, but I'm sure you might find some. So on here, this is the chart. And if you want to pause what it looks like, you can pause and see what each one looks like if you want to color it to look real. Or you can make them look whimsical. But when you're coloring, if you color your cards, you want to make sure your B looks the same on both papers so that when you match them up, you know they're a match. You can also look at the words, boys and girls, because you know where the beginning sounds. You can look for the size of the word and the letters in the word that you can match them that way too. So there's one of your games in your packet. You can sort your bugs as well. So you can sort them and play a matching game or concentration game with a family member or a friend. You guys have fun with that.